So I had been thinking about trying this on wheels again. Um, and then somebody suggested it, so I figured why not try no time like the present. Um, been feeling the past couple skates like it was a little more awkward than it's been in a while. And then I remembered not just my knee from yesterday when the front of the fireplace fell on it. Um, I actually rotated my skate wheels the other day after like 300 miles or so. So that's probably a little much to do the first rotation on. So maybe I should do that a little more frequently. Um, in the meantime, I have some awesome bruises that I don't normally have. Um, or not bruises, blisters. So that's fun. Um, yeah. So last time I did this on wheels and tried to post it, the video as it showed up on YouTube was all sorts of jacked up. It had like weird lines going through it, and it looked like when you have a VHS tape and a VCR and it starts getting all fucked up. And yeah, it was ugly. So I deleted it and then never tried it again. Not because I didn't want to or was afraid of it or anything. It just seemed like a little bit of effort for what it was worth. But yeah, definitely. Of course, every now and then the wind picks up, so I have to see how that affects the sound. Yeah, got like 3.5 miles in today, and that's like nothing except for my skate wheels are making me feel like I'm Bambi on ice all over again. Um, when I was playing roller derby, that was a frequent thing. It was like every time I put my skates on and stood up that first time, it's like freaking Bambi on ice. There we go. Um, so I broke 2 of my records this week. The first one, I'd never gone more than 11 miles on a skate. When I decided to push to 12, I don't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday. And then it's like, well, that wasn't so bad. I mean, the worst part about it, because, mind you, I like to have 3 be the absolute minimum that I do at once. I usually do 5 to 7 on a regular day, but have started pushing to 11 just because, I like 11. Good number. But I decided to do 12, so I did that. That was my first record that I broke, and then I believe it was on Thursday, decided to go ahead and push a little further and made it to 14 miles before I called it a day. And I thought about going to 15, and then it was just like, yeah, I'll do that at some point, but not that day. But I think the skate on the 12-mile skate gave me the start of a blister on the bottom of my foot. And then I think I know I took a day off, but I don't know if it was the next day or if I went ahead and did another 3-mile skate before I took the day off. my app said I just got 4 miles in. So, yeah. Whew. You know, it's easy when my wheels are turning in my head. Like sometimes I get on tangents in my thoughts when I'm skating. Not usually when I'm trying to do something like a video. That's kind of makes it a little awkward. And for some reason, it's not so clear when I'm trying to maintain thought on wheels. So, and I'm doing a video. Anyway, it was worth an effort, and one of these days we'll probably do a little bit more this way. Just try to make my brain work while I'm still up and moving this way. You know, that's something I've thought about recently too. It's like, how disjointed does everything sound as I'm actually I almost lost it, as I'm actually doing the videos, and like my ability to keep a straight train of thought going consistently, because just the slightest distraction caused me to forget everything I was saying. Got a traumatic brain injury back in 2013. The 11 years next month. The reason I ended up getting out of the military, and still makes me goofy. So, yeah, makes it interesting sometimes. It was a day my dog followed me. Okay, we had just got her. She was a puppy, Ziva. She followed me up the stairs, and we'd always been trying to keep her away from the stairs. But I took laundry up to my former stepson's bedroom, and I turned around, and there she is in the door wagging her tail like she's so proud of herself because she followed me. I was like, oh no, this is a thing now. Well, I was concerned about her going down the stairs. So when I went to the stairs, I went halfway down and sat down to see if I could get her to come to me just at that point. And she sat there and whined and wagged her tail at me. I was like, all right. So I went back upstairs and I just picked her up. I was like, I'm just gonna save the trouble. And I went to carry her back down. And when I turned around, my foot slipped on the step and I fell, dog in hand. I landed really hard on my butt. And didn't hit my head, but my teeth cracked together really hard. I thought for a few days that I might have broken my jaw. Luckily, that was not the case. But everything went black and I saw stars. And so that was kind of a weird chain of events that began. And every now and then it still kind of is there making me feel some kind of goofy, but I'm not going to talk myself out of doing the things I know I'm supposed to be doing just because I feel a little goofy on my ability to maintain a stream of thought. So, yeah, Ziva was She was my little sidekick. At that point, I think she was 5 months old. And she got really protective of me in a hurry. And because I wasn't able to, hardly know what I was doing most of the time, I got this nice habit of I would maybe go to run the water in the kitchen sink to do some dishes or something and get distracted, and I'd walk away from it and completely forget about the water running until I'd go do something else and then come back and hear it, and it's like, oh shit. I think there was one time the sink ran over and the rest of them were just close, but yeah, that was fun. But my cousin lovingly decided to call that my butt cushion. So yeah, fell on my ass and broke my brain. That's alright. There was a few weird things that happened after that. Like, the big thing was I should have gone and got checked out that day. Didn't. My line leader, my guard unit, I sent him a text and was like, so I just fucked myself up. And he said, if you start puking, go to the ER. It's like, well, okay, I'm not puking. And that time, I think my mom was having knee surgery. She and my dad had knee surgery. And she and my dad were staying up at the hospital for a few days. And I was going over to their house, taking Ziva with me, and we were just going to stay while they were gone to take care of their dogs. And when I sat down for a while. Like, I did not immediately feel like, driving anywhere. And I had to finish packing. When I went to finish packing, it's like I started getting nauseated. But I finished what I needed to do and sat down. And we just sat on the couch for a little bit. And mind you, since I had the dog under my arm, I don't know if she got any damage from it. I joke about it. But she was right there with me, and she got really protective of me from then on. And we went to go over to my parents' house. I was like, all right, I'm going to take back roads because they're pretty clear most of the time. And go the quickest route I could to get there and get off the road. And I got like halfway there. It's like, I should not be driving right now. This is not a good thing. And yeah, that was not one of my finer moments, but had some people tell me that since I hadn't hit my head, I couldn't have done any damage. And just out of stubbornness, because I knew very much I had done some damage. I knew that immediately. But because I was so stubborn, since they said that, I was like, fine, I won't get it checked out. Next day I did go get it checked out and had my aunt go with me, or drive me there. Because there's no way I could have done that again. I think too, at one point in this time frame, I think it was a couple weeks later, I had a job interview. It's like, that did not go well. Because I was just kind of like feeling drunk a lot for a while. My guard unit was up in Michigan City. I'm near Indianapolis, so That was a 3.5 hour drive, I think. So I ended up with the doctor's note saying I should not make that drive, and had to miss, I think, at least 2 or 3 months of drill weekends because I couldn't make that drive. My annual training that year, the unit came down to Edinburgh. It's like, that's a lot closer, I can go there. And so I did, and it was like, let's see, it was like 3 months. Okay, I fell in May, and then the annual training that year was in August, and I got cleared to meet the unit in Edinburgh rather than go up to. Everybody else had to go to Michigan City. Of course, they were a lot closer than I was, and then drive down, which they were pretty good about that. Anyway, the last day of annual training, I ended up having to have my dad and my ex go to Edinburgh to pick me up, and one of them drive my car home. Because this is nice and embarrassing, and we were getting the trucks ready to make the trip back up to Michigan City, and I was walking out with 2 of the girls in my unit, and my foot hit a rock. It's like I didn't even trip on the rock, my foot just hit the rock, and my brain like couldn't figure out what to do, and I went down, and it was in front of this big group of non-commissioned officers. They're just standing around talking right there. It's like, oh fuck. So yeah. I ended up, when I got back in, I went and kind of hid behind the other chaplain assistant's desk for where she'd been for most of the time during training, and she's like, what happened? I was like, I don't know. My foot hit a rock, I fall in front of all these NCOs, and that's just fabulous. So I sat there and cried for a little bit, and of course my leadership knew what had happened and that I should not be driving home at that point, since my brain just quit on me. And so I messaged my dad and my now ex, and it was like, y'all are gonna have to come over here because I can't drive home. So that was fun. Anyway, so skating at Circles, I do go more places than just this little back path, but this is where the people are not at the moment. Got my 5 miles in. Just got the thing chimed up at me, and I'm going the opposite direction from the car. So I guess I'll probably be pushing to 7 today. I like to end on as close to the mile as possible. Yeah, I can turn around. What's the fun in that? So yeah. Anyway, it still went longer than I was planning to when I was starting off. But there's my little blurb for the day. I was thinking I would do a different video when I got to the car and all that stuff. And I think this is good enough. I think I'm just going to call it. So, as always, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. And until the next time, bye guys.